How much we have learned, remember? Political parties we were learning. Remember? Okay. So can you come and order the text? NCRT textbooks. Yes. Listen, we have discussed about the political parties. In our constitution, it is not mentioned, but in the practical life, this political parties are identified with the democracy. When we are talking about democracy, people identify it with the political parties. That much is the presence of political party. Now we have seen this. So we have seen why is it necessary to have political parties. We have discussed so many things. That is, if there is no political party, after election it would be very difficult to form the government. How can it be formed? You just imagine all are independent candidates. So independent candidates are contesting, they are winning. Who will form the government? So that would be a difficult situation. Then we have also studied that they don't have any long-term policies. They have policies related to their locality. People voted them only for that local needs or local problems. So these people would not have any policies, long-term policies, and they don't have any foreign policy, defense policy, or like that policy, economic policies and all. So we need political parties to fulfill all these things. Plus, we have also studied about the 7 functions it performs. Can you tell which are the functions it performs? Don't be like that. You have to, because we are getting 2 weeks, you see, and if 2 weeks are holidays, then that also will go. So monthly once we are getting, so it is very difficult to get connected. Understood? Can you tell some points? What are the functions performed? Yes. Political parties conduct elections. Second. They prepare manifestos. Manifestos are the policies and programs the party will do if they win the election. Okay. Third, lawmaking. That is, in the parliament, the elected members make laws. Next, form and run the government. That is, the party which gets the majority will form and run government. Then, opposition, that is those party or the parties which did not get the majority number of seats, they become opposition. Yes. Then formulate public opinion, that is public don't know about what is good for them or whether the policies are right or not. So in order to formulate the opinion, political parties are working. Next, access to the government machinery and welfare schemes. So these all functions also political parties perform. Because of all this, we need political parties. Now, I'm putting a question before you. That is, What type of party system a country need? Is it correct? Hmm. What type of party system a country need? In order to answer, that is what we were discussing. There are some countries which are having only one party. That is called a single party system. So can you give any example of such a country? China. China is having only one party. Ah. North Korea also dictatorship. Dictatorship. It's not party system. Okay. Ah. Now this the second condition sorry party system. The countries which are having two parties. See, actually there may be smaller parties also, but the two major parties are having the chances of forming the government. We will see, discuss about that. Here the best examples are given are UK and USA. Conservatives and liberal parties, Labour parties are the in UK. Here, Republicans and Democrats. Are you getting? So, there may be smaller parties, but these smaller parties may not be having a real chance to form the government. The main two parties are having chances to form the government. Such a system is called a bi-party system or two-party system. Clear? You got the examples also? Now comes the country like India, but there is lot of diversities, lot of different regions. So all these regions have different lives, different aspirations and all. So they cannot accommodate within one or two parties. So such country can have a system called multi-party system. Did you get the point? India is having lot of diversities, so many different regions, so many cultures are there. So this cannot be accommodated within two parties. So such countries can have so many parties. So any of these parties can have the chance to form. So you told about the two-party system India is having. What you are thinking about one opposition is there, one ruling. So this ruling party is also an alliance. The opposition is also an alliance. In that, so many parties are there. So it is not the example of two-party. Clear? So India is having multi-party system, or for India, multi-party system is suited. Why? There is so many diversities. All these diversities cannot be accommodated. Now, everything have advantage or disadvantage. Let us take the single party system. Is there any advantage? Mostly disadvantage only. But advantage what is that because of threat, they can keep that rule for that much period. If the government is elected for 5 years or 4 years, they can be there for that 4 years. Isn't it? There is no such opposition. So that stability is there. You have studied about a democracy, that is second lesson. There is no stability. First lesson, I think so. No stability. So here, one party only, that is why stability of government can be there. But it is not at all people's government. Because of that fear, people voted. There is no other choice. Only one party. So it is having one small advantage but more disadvantages. Now take the example of biparty system. Biparty system is giving options. Okay. If it is for 4 years, one party is ruling, then another party is having the chance to. So it will work in these countries, but it is not possible in a country like ours. Is it possible? You just think about and tell. Is it possible? Each and every person have their own party. Do you know that in North India, Lalu Prasad Yadav formed his party. His what is that? Brother, cousin brother formed his party. So like that, everyone forming their own party. Can this two-party system fit into this one? No. So that is why every party system can suit according to the conditions of that country. For India, it is not suitable. So the first question which I have asked, which party system is the best? There is no, that question itself is a wrong question. Because whatever party system that should suit to the country's conditions. Okay, let us see. See, in some countries, power usually changes between two main parties. Several other parties may exist, contest elections, and win a few seats in the national legislature, but only two main parties have a serious chance of winning majority of seats to form government. Such a party system is called a two-party system or biparty system. Examples: United States of America and the United Kingdom. You see? Now, if several parties compete for power and more than two parties have a reasonable, this is what the definition. You should define what is this party systems. What is that? Several parties compete for power and more than two parties have a reasonable. Are you writing the definition? What multi-party system? Right. In your this thing also there. Several parties compete for power and more than two parties have a reasonable chance of coming to power. Either on their own strength, or in alliance with others. This system is called a multi-party system. And the system is called a multi-party system. Example, India. Say, now here two more things are coming. One is alliance. Already we have studied about the definition of alliance. What is alliance? When several parties, you define, write it, alliance. When several parties in a multi-party system and several parties in a multi-party system join hands for the purpose of contesting election and winning power, contesting election and winning power, it is called an alliance or front. Got it? See, earlier there were three groups of alliances. Can you name? NDA. What is the full form? National Democratic Alliance. Then UPA, United Progressive Alliance. Then there was another group which was called Third Front. This Third Front consists of left groups, and along with that some ideologically suiting people join together. Okay, but now if you are seeing, you can find there is one alliance which is called NDA, and there is another alliance called India. Rest parties joined together and formed India. So these smaller groups also, they are joining together ideologically for contesting election and winning the seats. So that way, when it is formed before election, it is called alliance or front. Now, what is coalition? Can you guess? What is coalition? Coalition is a system. Coalition and alliance are not the same. No, that is what I have given separately. Alliance is formed before contesting the election, or before election they form alliance. What I have told, coalition. Coalition is a system of government which is formed after election when no single party or group of parties, when no single party or group of parties get the majority to form the government. Okay. So when is the coalition forming? After election. After election, there is no party get majority. So already they are having alliance. Alliance did not get that required number to form the government. Now they have to form the government. So in that case, the party or the group of parties which get the maximum seats, they meet that the smaller parties and form a group to get support for forming the government. Such government is called a coalition. Did you understand the difference between the two? Huh? All of you got it? Alliance is formed before contesting the election or before the long before that election, but coalition is forming just after the election. It's a government, but it is a group of parties. Has that got it clear? You? Now, the question is that, so which of these is better? Perhaps the best answer to this very common question is that this is not a very good question. See, we have already discussed in USA and UK, bi-party system is the suitable form of party system. In China, single party system. But in India, it cannot work. So because of that, what is suited to that country's conditions, that can be taken. Got it? Now this one, you just write national parties. National parties. See, the countries which are following the federal structure. What is federal structure? Central government and state government, or center and provincial governments. So this kind of countries are having two types of parties. Which are they? One is national party and the other is regional party. Regional or state party. Yes. You tell me one or two examples of national party. BJP. And Congress. Can you give one example, one or two examples of regional party? Try now. Okay, Susanna. Then why you are not telling? H is not there, Susanna. See, that is what. Now this one is a national party. Okay.
Not the one with the elephant.
Bahujan Samaj Party. Bahujan Samaj Party is also national party. NCP, no?
National Congress.
You don't want to know? Okay. So here we are going to learn the difference between national party and the regional party. Yes, can you give one example?
Communist Party.
Communist. Okay. Regional party. Susanna told. Hey, why you did not off? Okay. Now, after defining it, we will see more examples. Okay. How can you define national party? You just write national party's definition. A party, you just write a national party. A party, a party that secures at least 6% of the total, at least 6% of total votes in total vote, VOTES, votes in Lok Sabha election that is first point. Second point. 4 states, 6% vote in assembly election. 4 states, 6% of vote. Votes in assembly elections. Third, or win at least 4 seats in Lok Sabha. Win at least 4 seats. So, see, these 3 criteria are given. Any one criteria also can be included as the national party. If they fulfill any one, that means if 4 seats or more seats in Lok Sabha, that can be one criteria. Or in 4 states, 6% of vote in the assembly election, or among the total casted votes, 6% of votes in Lok Sabha. So, if this criteria is fulfilled, there is a single criteria which can be separated. That means some places or some parties, 1 seat only. Still, it is considered as a national party. So, other criteria can be fulfilled. Understood or not? So, if any of these criteria are fulfilled, we can call it a national party. Got it? Now, after learning the regional party definition, then we will go to study about each and every national party. Okay. Second, regional or state parties. Right? Regional or state party. A party. A party that secures at least 6% of total votes in Lok Sabha, assembly election. 6% of vote in the assembly election of a state. Of a state. Second, win at least 2 seats. Win at least 2 seats in the assembly election of any state. Okay, got the criteria? Now listen, this one, when we talk about the national parties, why it is growing beyond that territorial limit and become a national party? Because their policies are related to nation. They have certain economic policies, they have certain foreign policies, and they have certain defense policies. So that is not so bounded within a state. That policies are beyond. Let's take the case of Shiv Sena. Is Shiv Sena taking the decision about what would be the country's relation with America? So it is taking the decision related to that particular state. It is not interested to grow beyond the limit. It is always telling sons of soil that the people of this state should get majority of jobs and other things. Sit. So that way, when the parties, local parties are making the demands for their respective states, they are becoming state parties or local parties. But this parties, the national parties, their intention is to grow beyond. Okay, that is why this criteria is kept. 6% of the total votes casted in the Lok Sabha election. So it is all over the country. So 6% vote if they are casted, then it can be considered as a national party. Sometimes many of the parties which were earlier national parties, they lose that national party status. Some parties just emerging and become the national parties. So that kind of changes are happening. Let us see which are the national parties. So here, very carefully you have to see and then answer this part. You will get different types of question. Each party, when it was founded, who was the main leader and what were its policies and programs. Okay, the first party we are going to study about is Aam Aadmi Party. One of you told Aam Aadmi Party, regional party. Okay, it was formed as a regional party, but now it is emerged as a national party. Listen, you just write here, no? You just write the heading. How you have to write the points, you just write. Aam Aadmi Party. Commonly known as AAP. You just write the first sentence. Formed on. Right. Formed on. Because your book, this part is not added. Formed on 26th November. This one here in the textbook. That is textbook. It is there. Last year textbook it is not there. So this one is there. So I am using from 26th November 2012. Have you written? See, I think you got a paper as additional supplement it was sent. This party and one more party. Paper was given. Aam Aadmi Party and one more party. National People's Party. Okay.
Like in the Korean War, what was the role of Pakistan? Yeah.
Actually, our school is conducting for 10 pages, so like we have 4 different sections, and each section has a different topic. So our class has topic of crisis of economic crisis of Turkey. So there are like two alliance formed, UK and Turkey. Turkey is like they want economic help from other countries, and UK is like don't support them, don't give them economic help because the country UK has already taken so much. So there are two alliance formed, and they'll have a debate, and all the classes will be very 4 classes are 4 different topics.
But like, what was the role of Pakistan in Korean War?
Pakistan always talking notes in Korea.
Pakistan,
The worst country possible like in
very
Korean
little
War. पाकिस्तान में बट लाइक कोरियन वॉर के थ्रू पाकिस्तान में मतलब बहुत ज्यादा मतलब उसका कोई रोल ही नहीं था तो क्या सपोर्ट न्यूट्रली नोट्स फॉर नॉट टू
नहीं instead of data point delegate their points
हमें कुछ नहीं करना पॉइंट्स लिखना नहीं है रेगुलर जाके
खुद के बस but they was the best delegate same same teacher
she was the but like explain what was the role of Pakistan in Korean War. Like in Google it is saying that Pakistan was neutral, but our next school teacher is saying that Pakistan was supporting South North Korea.
See, Pakistan is always talking when I was in all the countries that is against that you peace. So actually it is not having any involvement. It is neutral, but it want to concentrate on the other areas so that it can get some kind of atomic support, defense support, military support. For that only it is given. You know that the last year, how much economic problem that is facing. So there was a period in China stopped giving.
So I'm like I need to make a position paper for India, right? I need to make a position paper for so like what should I write in that? But there is nothing on Wikipedia and Google nothing like zero information map is telling like you need to do it. Otherwise you should. So like I'm very serious like what should I write? Because in Korean War there was no part of like Pakistan, but many people are saying that Pakistan gave them like political support.
This support is not Korean war, which Korean war?
1950.
So that Korean war, it gave that people to pass through that. Through that country, they are permitted the military to pass through. Many countries are not allowed because Korea, North and South Korea, they were supported either by Russia and USA. So in that case, USA was giving military support to Pakistan. So in order to get the military support and to use against the Soviet Union, this Pakistan wanted to support that Korea.
US was supporting North Korea.
Because we know that the US's interest was that country. It was a long history that is called war period. So much this thing interference of America in that area. That is Korea, Vietnam and Cambodia and all that Far Eastern countries. So that is why here Pakistan was getting military support, so we wanted to work against the regime. That is why they did this. Okay,
I would like to know about that power.
and power. NATO, yeah. North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
What does that really mean? So, role here.
See, actually, it is for a defense group of countries formed. After the First World War, sorry, after the Second World War, and during that time, so many military alliances were formed. One was that listen, sorry, capitalist bloc, and the other was communist bloc. So this capitalist blocks they wanted to protect that system. So NATO, CETO, CENTO, like that organizations. And on the other side, the USSR wanted to form Warsaw Pact. Warsaw Pact. Warsaw Pact. Warsaw Pact was that is a communist ideology. Those countries which are living in that communist ideology. So the war was between. Actually, there was no literal war. War was between this capitalist bloc and communist bloc. So here, this capitalist bloc, when they formed NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, they formed and they gave military support to those countries which were invaded.
So they have something like trade exchange, and like the power. This is very essential for military.
Military was the priority. At the same time, those members who were in need of better trade and other kind of economic aids were also given.
Through that.
Ah.
So it's a country policy. So it's
It is not a country policy. Group of countries only they form joined together. Because after the Second World War, so many such countries were formed. Sorry, groups were formed.
So there are two alliances, UK and Turkey. So the UK saying that our country policy is not that we're connected to NATO. So we are not actually
it was a member of that NATO. France, England, all those European countries were part of that NATO.
So France was also there.
France is there.
So can it leave UK and lie and join Turkey alliance?
No, Turkey actually it was not getting any alliance. It was a poor nation. It was called as that beggar of Europe. I said it's that means that much poverty. And it was following that Islamic religion. So no country wanted to. That Western countries were Christian countries. So ideological and religious differences made them.
It's like in our class, what France is doing. First, it would see in India lands, then it would see in Turkey lands, and then what it says is, I want to stay in UK. It's not allowed. You see, it is not the right.
So UK alliance is powerful because economically strong. It did not want to give the military help to Turkey because Turkey is following different religious ideology and religious problems. So that is why these two are not at all coming in peace. It cannot join with the France also. France is a party of that. But this Belgium is a neutral country. But when it was formed as this one, European Union's council, Brussels was made. So afterwards, it had to support this European countries. But Turkey is a Mediterranean side, and the coast of the Mediterranean. So that's why it was said that it was a neutral country. So I don't support neutral. So then Turkey is said that yes, yes. Listen, can you read that one? AAP.
Aam Party AAP
You can that A and blood theory. Can
I can't see anything.
You can't start.
Aam Aadmi Party AAP formed on 26 November 2012 following 2011 and the Corporation Movement.
Anti-corruption.
Anti-corruption movement.
This one is. Listen.
The party was formed
Wait.
on the
This. Yes. Listen. This incident. No. See, in 2011, there was a very big movement organized by. Have you heard about Anna Hazare? Anna Hazare. Anna Hazare. See, under the leadership of Anna Hazare, there was a movement called anti-corruption movement, which was taken place in Delhi in 2011. It was a very huge agitation. During that time, the present chief minister of AAP in Delhi, who is Arvind Kejriwal. He was working as an IAS officer, that very high post, government this thing. He resigned that and become a part of this anti-corruption movement. Anna Hazare has no intention of forming a political party or like that. He started the movement against corruption. So that anti-corruption movement turned out to be a very mass movement, and it got momentum, and it became successful. And later on, the person Arvind Kejriwal, he drafted or formed a political party known as Aam Aadmi Party. So that gave rise to a rift between Anna Hazare and
Anna Hazare is someone.
it's the name of a person.
Anna Hazare. Have you used to
Like
say
thousand. Thousand in Hindi. Anna Hazare, Anna thousand. It's all India. Anna bada hai.
Okay, this person he is the Maharashtrian. So then
Anna तो बोलो एक दिल्ली का सामने
okay, bring back.
कच्चा काम में खाना चाहिए
After the break,
उसे अटकते हैं